everybody, it's me, John here. Welcome to Johnny Vlogs for today, Monday, May 22nd, 2017. Hope each and every one of you out there had a wonderful weekend and are going to start off an amazing week. That's what I sincerely hope for each of you. Before we get started on today's topic, we have to thank our Patreon supporters. Christy M. Groves, a very close friend to my channel, has decided to up her contribution in a pretty major way. Christy, thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Melissa Blake is now pledged on Patreon. Thank you, Melissa. Brooke McGaw, I hope I'm saying that right. She just joined Patreon, I think a week or two ago, but she has now upped her pledge. Thank you, Brooke. Very kind. Steve Johnson also upped his pledge. You guys are amazing. Maribel Marquez is now on Patreon supporting Lord and Arts. Desra Glover has joined, as well as Catherine Davis and Patissa. Thank you all for helping to support what I do here. It truly means the world to me, and Patreon is very, very important in terms of keeping me here. So each of you that is contributing to that, you're really helping me in a major way. Thank you. As a matter of fact, when I started the Patreon account, a big aspect of it was I wanted to be sure to be giving back regularly. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite charities who has reached out, and there is a bit of an important date that is happening this week, so I wanted to clue you guys into that. There's a little bit of a social media movement going on, so I wanted to tell you about that if you want to join it. Hopefully this video will help entice you to do so. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Very important organization to many families that have children that go missing. This is a letter from Callahan Walsh, who is, I believe that's John Walsh's son. You probably know John Walsh as the host of America's Most Wanted, also the host of The Hunt. It's a very good show, which I probably should do a review of sometime here. But I just wanted to share this letter with you guys. It's not like Callahan wrote this to me personally. It's because I contribute using some of my Patreon funds that I'm now kind of in this mailing list where I get this stuff. But there's some really important info here that I think you guys want to know. So, dear Mr. Lorden, in 1983, President Ronald Reagan proclaimed May 25th as National Missing Children's Day. This day marks the anniversary of the disappearance of Etan Patz, a 6-year-old child who disappeared on his way to school in New York City in 1979. First of all, I wanted to cover this today because on May 25th, we have our Johnny Vlogs live event, and we're going to be talking about trafficking, which certainly somewhat touches this topic, but I wanted to make sure that I had a video specifically just for covering NCMEC, that's kind of the short name for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and what they're doing this month. So that's why I didn't wait till Friday to tell you guys this. And also, if you're curious about the Etan Patz case, we actually have an episode of Case Cracked about that. Yes, that case actually got solved. We have that in the description box below, so you can check that out if you want to learn more. Back to the letter. It is a day to remember all missing children, give hope to their searching families, and renew our commitment to fighting for every child to have a safe childhood. That's why this is one of my favorite charities, guys. I mean, what's more important than that? Very few things in my mind. The day is very important to my family because we believe that missing children should never be forgotten. My brother, Adam Walsh, was taken from my parents. Reeve, I believe it's Reeve or Reve, and John Walsh in 1981, just 2 years after Etan went missing. Adam disappeared from a Florida shopping mall. During the 16 days of frantic searching that took place, they reached out for help, and there was none to be found. Adam's remains were finally located more than 100 miles from our home, and my parents realized how little was known about how to search for a missing child. I also have covered Adam's case, so I'm going to have a link to that down below also if you guys want to check that out. Very tough case, and it's strange because in a weird way that tragedy has inspired so much good to come out of the Walsh family, but I still wish that there was some way to take that tragedy away from them. It's just a horrible thing they went through. It was a very different time when Etan and Adam went missing. There was no Amber Alert or specific protocol to follow. My parents even had to make their own missing child posters. They were totally alone. In the wake of the tragic loss of my brother, my mom and dad decided that no parent should have to endure the heartbreak and helplessness they experienced. From their garage, with only a card table and a landline, they began working on a nonprofit that would offer families the support they so desperately needed. Their work led to the creation of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in 1984. For over 3 decades, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, has continued to help search for children. NCMEC never forgets a child, no matter how long they have been missing. Your support is essential to our success and vital to so many families. The good news is that today, more missing children come home safely than at any other point in history. With help from friends like you, since our inception, NCMEC has assisted in the recovery of more than 237,000 missing children. NCMEC also works to provide safety education for children because we believe that knowledge and awareness is key to preventing crimes against children before they happen. With better public awareness, training, laws, and technology, we can help bring more missing children home, including long-term missing children such as Elizabeth Smart of Utah, recovered after 9 months. Sean Hornbeck, recovered after 4 years. J.C. Dugard, recovered after 18 years. Carlina White, recovered after 23 years. And Marks Barnes, recovered after 34 years. NCMEC is the leading nonprofit in the United States, providing services to victims, families, private industry, and the general public to help find missing children, reduce child sexual exploitation, and prevent future victimization. We work diligently to protect the world's most vulnerable population, children. We are dedicated to protecting their well-being and work to give them safe childhoods without fear of abduction and exploitation. So this May, as we observe National Missing Children's Day, we hope that you join us in our commitment to children and their families. Thank you for your support and for caring so much about keeping kids safer. Sincerely, Callahan Walsh, Child Advocate. Now, first of all, if you are so moved to, please do make a donation directly to NCMEC. I'm going to have a link in the description box below. But know that if you are contributing to my Patreon, we've just made another donation to NCMEC. I think it's my 2nd of this year and 3rd or 4th if you go back 1 calendar year from today. You know, basically when I'm doing searchlight cases, I try to give to those cases. If I cover a bunch of cases where they don't have an opportunity to donate to them, then I make a donation that's usually a bit larger to one of these organizations, and NCMEC is pretty much at the front of that list. So I'm hopeful that some of you out there might be moved to help support them. But if you can't do that, there's a couple of other ways you could support them. First of all, they have started a YouTube channel where they are featuring information on missing children. You could subscribe to that using the information in the description box below. And they're also doing a social media campaign specifically for this month called RockOneSock. Is that blurry? Is that coming into focus? I don't know. I'll read it to you. Help us raise funds and awareness for missing children in the month of May by taking these easy steps to join the RockOneSock challenge. So the steps are: step 1 is to care, donate today. Step 2 is to wear one sock and take a picture or a video. And then 3 is to share, post it to social media using the hashtag RockOneSock and challenge your friends to do the same. So this is my official challenge to all of you friends of Johnny Vlogs who I think most of you are probably the most active of all the channels that I do on this show. Viewers of Johnny Vlogs are probably the most active in terms of my viewers. So I'm hopeful that several of you, if you can't donate at this time, maybe just take a couple minutes, rock one sock, take a picture of it, send a tweet, put it on Facebook, put it on any of your social media networks, and let's try to raise some noise and awareness for NCMEC and the wonderful work that they do. One of the things I really appreciate about the letter is how they're talking about all the important aspects to help keeping children safe, and that is a daunting task. It's not impossible, but it does take a ton of resources, a ton of collaboration, and a ton of partners. I mean, you're hearing from them that they're talking about training, they're talking about technology, they're talking about changing laws. I mean, you've got to hire attorneys for doing that kind of stuff. There's a lot that goes into all this. So if you can support them, I know I would truly, truly appreciate it. Now, on Friday, we're going to talk about another organization that is trying to attack child trafficking worldwide. You want to talk about a big project, very, very tough project. So once again, I'm just going to remind you, on Friday, May 26th, is that right? Or is it May 25th? Now I got to check the calendar. May 26th, yeah. Friday, May 26th, 2 o'clock Central Time, special edition of Johnny Vlogs, where we're going to be talking to someone that is on the front line of trying to tackle that problem. So please be sure to check that out. If you can't make the live stream, it will be posted as usual on Monday in the usual spot of Johnny Vlogs. But if you do make the live stream, we're going to have an open Q&A, so you can ask some questions and get much more detail about that problem as well. So I hope that you will be there. Whew. Thank you so much, everyone. I feel kind of blessed. I know that this is tough work. These are tough cases to look into, but it feels amazing that I have support from wonderful people on Patreon in particular, where I know that I can already put money where my mouth is in terms of these problems and help some of these organizations that are doing this great work. And I can't do that without any of you guys out there. So I really appreciate that I'm in this position to help in this way. And I hope that just me raising exposure through this video helps them even more. Maybe you're a part of that. Take care. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow on the Lord Knows channel.